What's up, Forge Nation? Carter here with the special install video today. We've been waiting for what seems like forever for a rooftop rack that we can mount our SMRT Tent on. It's not coming. It's been 6 weeks. We told the company to go pound sand. We're gonna do it ourselves, the DIY way. So with this RLD Design camper, what's really cool about the canopy is it's super heavy duty. That's a 700-pound working dynamic capacity on the top of this thing. You can load it up with whatever you want. So we got some steel bars. This is 11 gauge, 1.5 inch by 1 inch tubing that is crazy heavy duty, and it's not that heavy. We're only adding about 20 pounds to the entire rig. And the benefit is with a couple screws, you're gonna be able to take it right off. So our idea, as of right now, we took off some of that steel pickling oil that they put on to make sure that it doesn't rust. We're gonna paint the outside of this with like a truck bed liner paint. We drilled some 3/8 inch holes on this steel tubing, and we're going to attach it right on the top of the canopy. Now the idea is we're gonna have two touch points on each one of these bars, so a total of 4, and then we have some front runner quick release straps. Now I love this because it's only a couple $100, and with the flip of a switch, you're gonna be able to take that tent right on and off, which anyone who's ever had a RTT before knows how difficult that can be with some tent manufacturers. The other added benefit is the clearance. If you look with a quick release bracket, the total amount that the tent is gonna be above this RLD Design canopy is a couple inches, maybe 3-4 inches versus a rack that would go up to here, and then you would need to mount the tent to the rack. I like this look much better. It should be really clean and sleek, and the tent is gonna go over the Jeep a little bit on the front as it's a hardtop tent, so I'm excited to see how that goes. But the key with this is after we figure out exactly where we want the tent, we're going to drill additional holes into these steel bars, and in which case the tent will just be able to slide on and off. We already have some of the holes drilled in the steel bar, and now we just need to finish it up and paint it. So first step is I want to paint it with a truck bed cover type material that I think is going to be super secure. It's going to keep all the rust out and make this thing last for a long time. Of course, you could also go with maybe aluminum bars if you wanted to. Not as robust as these steel bars, but you're not gonna have any rust, especially if you live in a harsher climate. So this is a relatively easy $300-400 all-in fix versus getting a rack that we had to wait forever on. So hopefully it'll work out. Let's see how it goes. For paint, you have a bunch of different options out there. We're gonna go with this Rust-Oleum truck bed coating. This is really durable because you're gonna be having the tent go on and off, and if you want to mount something else to it in the future, this is going to last a while. It's also going to prevent rust, which you need to think about with steel. The inside of this steel tubing is coated with like a pickling oil that comes straight from the forge, and it's going to be fine. We're going to put some cap ends on it. Should be good, but the outside, we want to make sure it lasts a while, so quick little spray of this. And whenever I'm spraying anything on a car, what I'm trying to do is not have a continuous stream, especially when you're going there and back. You want to finish all the way, and just think of it as if you go to a point, stop, and then come back, there's going to be lag in the amount of time that you're spending on a certain area, which means the paint is going to build up. This comes out really fast too, so I want to shoot the other way so we don't get the camera all black and you can see what I'm talking about. But always do a little test. Looking good, and we're going to have it around 6 to 12 inches away. Going to do a nice little coat. You notice when I'm spraying this, I'm stopping at the back end of each time because you don't need to rush it. So this stuff is really cool because it almost has a little bit of a textured effect. That's that truck bed liner material, but it's, yeah, so far so good. We did a little test on it beforehand yesterday and it came out great. So we're gonna do on both sides, let this dry and then continue on. So I think the biggest question or gripe some of you watching may have is like, oh, why are you doing it yourself? It's just taking so long for us to get a rack. This is a temporary solution that the new owner can put a full-on rack on it if you wanted to, but this is gonna work really well. And with those heavy duty brackets that are gonna allow you to have a quick release, I think it's gonna work great. And if it doesn't, we'll get a rack eventually and put it on, but I think this is gonna be awesome. So when the glasses come on, you know it means business. All right, so we got a little bit of an issue with the tent channel. This screw right here is a little bit too long. We need to cut it down so for it to properly fit in the channel. We can probably trim a little bit on there too. We're just gonna use a grinder, get it down about 1/4 inch, and it should be good to go. So whenever you're working with a grinder, you want to make sure near the end of, if you're grinding down a screw, you kind of want to bevel it out a little bit, getting all the corners. It's going to help you fit that back in. Need to clean it up a little bit. There you go, much better. Another little tip whenever you're working with a grinder, make sure that you have a nut or something on the other side of where you're grinding. So when you unscrew that nut, it's going to correct the thread if you may have folded it over or something like that. This bar right here is threaded, so once I pull it out, it's going to recorrect. It's going to correct it. You just wanted to film this to see sparks fly, didn't you? And me with these wicked awesome glasses.
I definitely got that on film.
Grinding things is fun. All right, here's where we're at. We have the crossbars installed. We'll clean this up with a little bit touch-up paint. We got some sealant on all of the bolts here. The crossbars, these can go on top. See, those holes are very well aligned. Sweet. But what we want to do is we actually want to put them underneath. And what that's going to allow us to do is have even a lower profile. This 1.5 inch by 1 inch steel tubing is perfect size for these front runner brackets. They're going to be able to sneak right underneath here, and you can tell, like, look how low profile that is, and it's still easy to take on and off. Especially with these brackets, you just throw some nuts and bolts in here, tighten it down, and it's good to go. So it's time for the final step. Hopefully it all fits. It's been a long day, a lot of blood, sweat, and tears thrown out back, some other stuff. But here's the moment of truth. Da, 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 da. Come on back, Zeusy. Not going anywhere. There it is, baby. Zeus is now a mobile home. They said it couldn't be done. They said it would take 8 to 12 weeks to get a rack. We said, go f yourself. We're gonna do it on our own. This thing is robust. It is sturdy. It is secure. We are gonna test it out, but we should sell this. Just sell some steel tubing. Some steel tubing and some nuts. Yeah, and you're good to go. Wow. Look at that. Ladder attaches right there. We go up. Put this guy down on the bottom. Little awning poles come out for that. But for now, dude, this is so sick. Oh. Spacious, secure. Dude, this is so dope. This is the first time that we've actually opened it. So the hard top is awesome. You have your shoe bags here. Make sure that your shoes never fly away. We got the awning poles right here. This is just our first glimpse. We're gonna do a ton of behind the scenes and review videos on this smart tent, but so far so good. These mechanisms are crazy strong. Lift the whole tent up. You saw with just a flip of a switch, it comes right up. Dude, I am stoked. This padding is more comfortable than my bed. If you want to win Zeus with our newest and latest mod, a Summit Suite rooftop tent, you got to sign up at forge4x4.com. Become a member for $9 and this could be yours. Not only Zeus and this rooftop tent, but also $10,000 in cash. This is the ultimate overlanding package now. It is now ready for a new home. Sign up now because you're gonna forget anything could happen, and this is dope, but I'm stoked. Good work, boys. Good work, team.